We're in a good spot. We're at the tail end, and there's been some good negotiations. We've been with ESPN for a long time. They've done a lot of our games. They've helped us out in so many ways, and we look forward to continuing in the future. It's interesting that this ESPN contract is kind of bifurcated. You have the broadcast rights for our home games at BYU, and then you have the bowl series. Right. And that bowl season is a little bit more nuanced than it used to be. So that's one of the reasons why it's taken a little more time to get to the end.
The TV games is set. It's the bowl situation which is taking a little longer, right?
Yeah, so I mean, people have to realize that ESPN does a lot more bowl games than taking care of BYU. Yeah. So they're really the leader in all the bowls. They own bowls. They broadcast bowls. They do most of the bowls in college football. And so they're not just looking to take care of BYU, but they have a lot of conferences and bowl associations in which they're involved with, and they're going to do the best job for all the people in the ESPN family.
As an independent, you've got to have a major TV partner to make it viable and to operate in the black. This new contract, about the same as the other one, 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll give us time to know that we have comfort in going forward to make plans economically and PR-wise, marketing-wise, which will be great to continue to have them. But it also will give us an opportunity to be able to look into the future football-wise and what we can do with scheduling.
How do you feel about BYU football and Christmas Eve in Honolulu this year?
Well, it's a new thing for us. When I was at Cal, we played in the Aloha Bowl on Christmas Day. So it was a bowl game that we had agreed to way back on the first contract, the first year of independence. Yeah. This was going to be the last year of our contract with ESPN for the first bowl series. And so it'll be interesting. Who wouldn't want to be in Hawaii around Christmas time?
There, you see in the next 4 or 5 years more of a ESPN saying, hey, we'll get you in a bowl, as opposed to you'll be in this bowl, you'll be in this bowl, you'll be in this bowl.
Well, the first contract that we did that we're just ending now, we had individually named games, right, bowl games for every year. It looks like this time around, it might be maybe we have some primary games that will be known, but there's some nuances in that we could try to get out of maybe some of those primaries if we have an opportunity to get into a secondary bowl. Right now you have the P5 schools, which might have a Big Ten 7 against SEC 6. And if they can't fill those games, it might be a big bowl which ESPN would try to place us in. So contractually, ESPN working with all those bowls and all those conferences and BYU, trying to, like I said before, make sure they take care of everybody in the ESPN family.
So the trust is in the signature of we will take care of you. You just worry about getting bowl eligible.
That's for sure. Our minimum goal is maybe bowl eligible, but I think Kalani and his staff and his team has higher aspirations than to just be bowl eligible.
August 29th, the Utes are here just down the road. Do you think about that game every single day?
I think about it a lot. I think it's just another kickoff to the season, but it's a special game, a great rivalry in the state. And they're a really good team, and we're kicking off this season where everyone in the country on Thursday night will be tuned in on ESPN to watch what we hope is a great game for the Cougars.
How did you get Utah and USC and Washington in your stadium in the first 4 weeks of the season?
Just the luck. Very fortunate.
A little more than luck.
We planned this out. I think the way we did it is with ESPN. We spend a lot of time doing scheduling, and it takes really good friends and really good relationships with that group. They have friends across the country at all those schools, and they find times and dates when those teams are available. And because we're an independent, we're a little bit of a wild card where we can be used in a lot of different situations. And we've been friendly and open to be able to put ourselves in some positions that a lot of other schools can't do. Some of the games might not be in the absolute best interest for BYU timing-wise, but in the end, if we make a sacrifice here for ESPN and some of our other friends out there in college football, they always return the favor.
What's that song? I get by with a little help from my friends.
Exactly.
Just about every one of your programs in this athletic department spent time ranked in the top 25 this last year. As we launch into a new athletic year, the bar is high. Where is it for this football team?
Keep moving up. There's a great tradition of BYU football. And through the years, there's been great coaches and great names and great teams. We have the greatest fans in the country. Cougar Nation is everywhere. And now we try to put a great team on the field. You talk about top 25, that's where it used to be. It used to start at top 20. And if you could get into the top 15 or the top 10, then at one point you can end up number 1, which we did in '84. And so I know Kalani and his crew are looking at high expectations. It starts with the first game of the season against Utah, and then the next couple games against Tennessee and Washington, USC, and continuing not to leave anybody off the schedule. They're all tough games, but it starts with the first one.
Coach is going to join us live here in just a few seconds. What do you think of the job he's doing?
He's doing a great job. When you bring in a new coach, the most important thing is that culture that they can create. And Kalani has a very unique culture. I think he has this incredible aloha spirit that you can't miss when you come around him. But he's a football coach. He loves people. He loves players. And he's assembled a coaching staff right now where this relationship between the coaches and the players is strong. It's taken a little while to get to that point. But he's done well in the community. He's done well on our campus. He does great in that locker room with that team. And it takes a little time to build that culture to be really strong. And now these football games will match up the intensity of the man. And I expect great things from him.